Your first print failed. It looks terrible, but you followed every instruction. You loaded the filament, you leveled the bed, but what came out was a blobbed up spaghetti stringy mess. You're frustrated, maybe even a little embarrassed, and right now you're just staring at this machine thinking that maybe you made a $500 mistake. Stop. You didn't. You're making the same mistakes that I made, and today I'm gonna help you fix those. If I had to sell every printer, get rid of every spool of filament, and just start over from scratch, I'd do 5 things differently. Today, I'm going to walk you through every single one of them and throw in a bonus tip at the end so that hopefully your prints are more successful, your enjoyment level is higher, and we lower that frustration level. Let's do this. Mistake number 1 is you print one of these pre-sliced, optimized prints that comes preloaded on the printer. It prints successfully and you're like, great, I'm ready. Full size Deadpool helmet, let's go. I did this. I was so excited. I thought I've clearly mastered this machine because I'm a genius and the other people struggling out there are not. So I can do this, let's go. So did I find something simple to print? No. I loaded up a massive 36-hour print. This wasn't it, but it's a good example. A massive 36-hour print. And what happened? It failed. It failed spectacularly. I didn't take pictures, but there was filament everywhere because it looked like it was printing for 14 hours. Bedtime, I went to bed. Everything's great. Get up in the morning, it's not great. It has put spaghetti all inside the printer and it's knocked the print head cover off. I think it actually broke it. And I had no idea what had happened. And here's the thing nobody tells you. It's not just the wasted filament, which is a little bit of money, but it's the frustration and embarrassment that really gets you. You deal with a real emotional crash because you go from this is an amazing hobby to I don't want to do this anymore. That's the real cost of early failure. Modern 3D printers for most manufacturers are very reliable right out of the box. They're optimized to print certain things, but they still require a pretty steep learning curve, and that's what I'm here to hopefully help you with. My advice is start small. You may want to print old Deadpool here, but don't do it first. Find some functional prints, maybe accessories for your printer, tool holders, maybe a frame that goes around the display like I did. Learn the printer and the slicer settings on things that maybe take 20 or 30 minutes, not 20 or 30 hours. You'll end up saving yourself a lot of frustration and a lot of filament. All right, mistake number 2, buying the cheapest filament you can find. I know I did it. I had a printer, saw that filament rolls were $15, $20 a piece. I was looking around on eBay, got a bulk buy for a bunch of filament that ended up costing about $6 a roll. Thought, wow, this is great. I've saved a lot of money. No, I didn't. Going to be honest with you. That bulk buy set my learning curve back probably 2 months because I spent more time unclogging nozzles and trying to figure out what was wrong without really understanding that that filament was old. Some of it was opened and the filament has a shelf life, and it also, most filaments will absorb moisture from the humidity in the air. And if you don't dry them properly, and you're new to it, you don't understand what's going on, you're dealing with a lot of issues that are just created by poor quality filament that you don't need to deal with. Then there's the other side of it, these exotic materials that you see or you want to print with. ASA, ABS, nylon, carbon fiber reinforced. They may be cool, but they're a completely different animal. You may need an enclosed heated printer to successfully print with some of these filaments. You may need to run temperature tests. You may even need a hardened nozzle, as some of these filaments will destroy a printer that comes with a stock brass or not hardened steel nozzle. So what's my advice? Stick to PLA, run 3 or 4 complete rolls of filament. Mistake number 3. But before we get into number 3, can I just ask you real quick, if you find this video informative and if you want to see more videos from me in the future, please consider going down and hitting the subscribe button below. All right, mistake number 3. You run a print. It has a small defect. What do? You go in and start clicking switches in the slicer software like you're trying to land a 747. Retraction distance, bump it up. Filament temperature, turn it down. Fan speed, change it. You do these all at the same time. And here's the thing, if the print comes out worse, you're not really sure which one to undo. Hopefully you remember the multiple changes you just made so you can undo all of them and go back to square one. This is an instance of changing everything and learning nothing. Here's the thing, the stock profiles in most slicer software now are pretty good for the printer. They've been dialed in by people who have spent a lot of time testing and know what they're doing. And no, they don't cover every situation, they don't cover every type of filament, but they're a good starting place. How do we avoid this? Change one thing, just one. Run a small test, judge the results. Did it get better? Did it get worse? Either way, it may help to have either a text file on your computer or even just a notebook piece of paper to keep notes in to log changes and results. If your print gets worse, make a note of that setting made your print get worse. Go on and then now make another setting change. See if that makes it even better. Or if you're satisfied with the print, you have basically a print logbook you can refer to in the future if you have to ever go back to that type of filament, that type of print again. Now we're on to mistake number 4, letting just a pretty picture pick your next print project. You know, you're scrolling through printables late one night and you see this gorgeous rendering. The lighting's perfect, the angles are dramatic, and you hit download without thinking twice. Let me show you what happens next. You pull it into the slicer and wow, the geometry is an absolute mess. There are floating parts that have nothing underneath them. The overhangs are horizontal, and the support structure looks like a spiderweb designed by somebody who truly hates your guts. Just because someone is great at digital artwork does not mean that they understand how plastic actually prints. So before you waste filament and hours of your life, let's do 2 things. First, before you download anything, read the comments. Typically on these sites, there's a comment section and other users will comment on the model. Some will just say thanks, some will say it printed great, some will say this is garbage, you won't print right. Some will ask the creator to make changes based on the experience they have had trying to print this out. Now, if the comments are positive, go ahead and pull that print into your slicer and look at the preview. Slice it, spend a few minutes, look at that first layer, see where the supports are going to go. A few minutes now can save you 20 hours of failed print and wasted filament later. Mistake number 5, trying to figure it out all by yourself. Look, I'm over 50. I just got into 3D printing a couple of years ago. I didn't grow up with this stuff, so I had to do a lot of guessing. When my printer started making this weird clicking, grinding noise at midnight, I had no idea what to do. I was just guessing. Here's the thing I wish someone had told me at the beginning. The 3D printing community is one of the most helpful groups on the internet. Whatever problem you're having right now, a clogged nozzle, bed adhesion, weird noises, hundreds or thousands of people have already solved that issue. You don't have to be the first. You don't have to do it alone. There are plenty of resources out there. Get on Reddit, get on Facebook groups, join a Discord server for your printer brand. And right here in the comments below, if you're having issues, leave a comment, leave a question. Somebody else may have that answer for you. That's what this community I'm creating is for. 3D printing is one of the most personally rewarding hobbies I've gotten into. When you hold a successful print, whether it's a little 3D purple dragon or a large, full-size Deadpool head, it's a great feeling. But to get to the successful stage, you have to respect the process. The last tip I can give you as a bonus is do regular preventive maintenance. Something as simple as cleaning the printer, clean debris from the printer. If it's a bed slinger, see down here there's a little bit of debris, vacuum or sweep that up, blow it out, and then lubricate. Follow the directions your printer manufacturer provides. Lubricate the rails, the wheels, the Z-axis screws, clean them and lubricate them. I've got another video on doing preventive maintenance. If you have some type of ACE Pro or AMS, clean it out, do preventive maintenance on a regular basis. Your printer will thank you and you will be blessed with more successful prints and less downtime with your printer. Now look for the card either above this shoulder or this shoulder of a video showing you how to get better first layer adhesion for your prints that'll fix your print's foundation. Thank you.
Yeah. Sometimes I get...
It won't fit on my head.